Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a lovely day. It's definitely been an interesting day for news. There's news flying out of every corner of the internet. What seems to be the most pressing today is the number of people threatening each other in the gaming sphere right now. Games journalists are melting down. People are contacting the FBI. It's crazy out here, folks. So what we're going to start with is what I found as the beginning and go through everything else I've found as well. I do like to make sure I give you as much information as I can. So here we have Smash JT, and it says at Kotaku, one of your writers, Alyssa Merck, is currently harassing me and is now DMing my wife on Facebook. This is completely unacceptable behavior and way out of bounds. Reprehensible. Do you stand by this type of behavior? And here you see where she's responded to a tweet and said, anyway, I found your wife's Facebook and asked what she thinks about the husband of her children harassing women online and laughing when they share that somebody they're supporting has been threatening to kill them for weeks. And down here he says, I just had to explain to my wife why you hired a former sex worker that has become an unhinged activist posing as a journalist. For a little more context, my friend Dermy Wormy here has a few extra screenshots. I do want to say you should check him out. Never thought I'd get so much pleasure over Alyssa Merck spurging out about me, but here we are, hashtag #Kotaku. And then you have the model gamer. Wonder how long before she blocks you again or locks down her profile again. I say by day's end, one or the other will happen. He says now she slid into my DMs like a bitch, I'm married, get the fuck out of here. And she says, so you think it's funny that you platformed a man threatening to kill me? And then here's where she said, anyway, I found your wife's Facebook and I asked what she thinks about the father of her children harassing a woman online and laughing when she shares that someone they're supporting has been threatening to kill them for weeks. The Niche Gamer weighs in and says, our thoughts and prayers go out to the people in the legal department of GO Media because the amount of work this actual unhinged lunatic and her absolutely insane need for attention is going to cause for them. And it's the same post about the wife's Facebook. They go on to respond, are people harassing her without question, and we shouldn't have to say this, but we don't condone it. It's why she's not linked in this tweet. But she's actively goading them on. You don't get to attract negative attention and then cry victim when it comes. Because I always like to show things from multiple points of view. Here we have Alyssa Mercante's responses to him after he posted this. She says here, you retweeted a man who has been threatening to kill me for weeks with the hashtag #Kotaku. You didn't apologize when I pointed it out to you. Instead, you jokingly replied with your petition to, quote, end Kotaku. This says, I'm not sure how you can justify this, but good luck with trying. Here is a picture of Smash JT retweeting this fellow here, Polished Gamer, I think it is. I don't imply anyone agrees with me on politics, but we agree on hashtag Kotaku. I'm here to bring VR therapy to new people and promo my VR content to help America control gaming content inside the headset. I'm hyping people I like. Let me know if at Smash JT or fans have issue with this. Then you have here the squad execution and the man below it. Here you have another image of the fellow Polished Games. It says Melissa Conte should have a good cover photo for this. How do the gamers feel about some spicy hashtag gaming news for our friend over here, hashtag #Kotaku? How do hashtag game devs feel? And here we have virtual reality execution, hi Alyssa and Kotaku. And because I'm the thorough person I am, I went ahead and found this person's Twitter. And here he is. It's same image as before. Here he says virtual reality is safe and provides therapeutic escape from overpriced reality. Movies and TVs are dead. In 2024, control content and have new fun at home. This seems a little different now, doesn't it? I updated the thumbnail for the lames. So here he is trying to express that, well, for one, he fixed the spelling of her name and that he is not trying to execute her, but wokeness at Kotaku. Is the other one still up? Yes, here's the original. Here is his YouTube. A lot of very interesting thumbnails. There is no actual video for that. There's this short here, which I did watch. I'm not going to make you watch it. Doesn't say anything about harming anybody in it in any way, shape, or form. But I will say I can understand why she would take it as a threat. There are many things going around on the internet right now, and I am of the general opinion that if you can tell it's not a real threat, it's not a real threat. But we're in a world where everybody wants to be very black and white. If you're going to take threats against one person as actual threats, then you have to take threats against everybody as actual threats, not based on whether you like them or not. All of this really, considering this a threat feels very silly to me. But there are more serious things you can do, and people are doing. Here you have Grums, this is the same energy as an attempted swatting on myself and a federal crime. I originally found it funny, but then realized just how crazy and serious the situation is becoming. I watched this whole video. I do not recommend you watch this video. This person should not get any more views for what he's doing here. What he has done here is indeed a federal offense. He's filing a false report against another person. It is filled with all sorts of vulgarities and falsehoods. On one hand, I can absolutely promise with what he wrote in there, the FBI aren't going to take it seriously. There is no serious information in that. They might take the guy, they might actually spend more time on the guy doing the report than they ever will on Grums. Because let me tell you, some of the stuff he put in there is absolutely unhinged to the highest order. This right here is the type of person I would find frightening. Some of the stuff he says and the way he said it, definite huge red flag issues. And I'm kind of hoping that since he put in the report, the FBI will look into him, because they kind of should. He's scary. The report itself isn't something, I mean, what he said in the report isn't to be anything to be afraid of, but oh my God. Again, do not recommend watching. There's one point where he actually, someone posted that the report was also about Asmongold and Az. No, what actually happened is in the report, he says the Grums looks like as if Asmongold and Az did the fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z. That is literally one of the lines in this report. It's not pretty. On the line of threats that should be also taken seriously, you have here creative director, a big bat for Grimoire, an indie dev making pale tides, defense Kotaku attacks on family members of critics. Track down the significant others and mothers and string them up. An umbrella calls him out and he doubles down, saying it's just about holding people accountable. I guess anything goes if you have the right politics. So here you have, and he says this is absolutely the play. This is in response to what Alyssa did in regards to JT Smash contacting his wife. This is the absolute play. We should be doing this with all these weird creeps. Track down their significant others and mothers and string them up. This is gross, is the only way to say this. And here you have that umbrella guy. Fascinating is that a company stance, stringing up moms and significant others. And then he says, I think you may have misunderstood. The conversation was about holding people accountable for their attacks on the internets. I don't think that's a super controversial take. That take isn't super controversial, no. Saying that stringing up people's significant others and parental figures, that is a controversial thing. That's maybe something you shouldn't say. That is a terrible thing to say. And do not harass anybody. Do not track anybody down to say shit to them. Don't do that. But if any of these things come out, you might want to consider this when you make your purchase or not. And then you have an image of Alyssa. I don't know. I wouldn't live if my husband was doing this. And you have a fellow who responded, let me find your mother and partner, harass them. Fair game, gotcha. I love to learn form from the good guys, with the upside down smiley face. Scott says, I mean, if I turn into a total piece of shit and start harassing women online, then yeah, go nuts. If you start harassing anybody online, you should not be reported to your family members. I mean, what are the family members going to do? You really think the family members don't know what's going on? I mean, I guess there might be some, but myself, anything I do, I hear about, I talk about. My family members know. You could call my mother right now. Tell her everything I've said online. She'll laugh. She'll laugh and say, yep, yeah, she told me about that. Or yeah, that sounds like my daughter. Something along those lines. This is the same thing with my boyfriend. Same reaction. He either knows about it or he'll say, yeah, that's what she'd say. All this leading off to Geo Media has laid off Kotaku writer Levi Winslow and 3 of their video folks. These people are struggling. They're struggling. Alyssa isn't making it better for them. There are absolutely some weirdos out here saying some weird stuff to all sides. I don't care which side you're on right now. Yes, people are probably going to be upset that I am in any way giving any credence to any amount of things, harassment that are happening to her. But yes, there are weird people saying weird things to her, and that's not right. There are weird people saying weird things to Grums, and that's not right. There are weird people talking about stringing up people for saying things or for retweeting things because they didn't take it as seriously as somebody else, and that's also not right. This whole thing is just not right. From top to bottom and left and right, this thing's crazy. It is absolutely insane. One, because a so-called journalist decided that she's the new firebrand. I do still have her muted because she wants that attention. She wants that negative attention from that crazy guy. She wants to be able to hold up that one image where it could be read either way, where it could literally be read as if he is talking about executing Kotaku and not her, and say, look, this guy's threatening me, and it's all your guys' fault. And then Grums, of course, has his own things where he's just playing the same game, which I don't blame him for. He has the same thing going on. He has crazy people saying crazy things to him. And why not hold it up and say, these people are crazy and it's all your fault? Because at this point, it is just insane. It is insane that people are sending weird threats, contacting the FBI with some of the most inane drivel that just makes my brain bleed having to listen to it. Seriously, guys, when I tell you don't go watch that FBI video, don't go watch that FBI video. You don't need to hear that shit. Nobody needs to hear that shit. It made no sense. It was one of the most unhinged rants I have ever heard in my entire life. And the guy is sitting there giggling to himself the whole time. This is going to be your official FBI file. Dude, I hate the government. And I think they're entirely incompetent and useless. But the FBI is not going to look at that and say, oh yeah, this guy's serious. We need to go put this in his file. No, the FBI is going to look at that and say, the guy who wrote this might have something wrong with them. Maybe we should check him out. They might check Grums out on the back half of it too, but that man needs help. I don't know what type of help to get him, but some days I think bringing the asylums back might be the right thing. Of course, I think he's a furry too, but we won't go into that. This whole thing's crazy. It's so utterly insane, and I don't know that it really gets us anywhere. Is I think my biggest issue. Going back and forth on this isn't going to solve the problems that we have. It's not going to improve the gaming industry. It might help get rid of one of the issues within our sphere right now, which is absolutely reporting like Kotaku and reporters like Alyssa. But I don't know that it will really solve the overall issue. That's what I want. More than anything is I want us to start moving ahead. I want to see actual development in gaming. I want to see innovation. I want to see new. I want to see exciting. I'm so tired where it feels like we're stuck spinning our wheels right now, where they're just trying to give us new graphics. I mean, graphics are pretty and all, but I want to see some new type of gameplay. I want to see some new ideas. I want to see a new genre be created. I want to see creative people be able to do creative things and sell it to people who might be interested. And right now, we don't have that. We have activists stifling the creatives because they don't understand what the point of creativity is. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's tiring. It's tiring, and I hope that we can get it figured out. All right, there's a chance I may have just edited out everything I just said. So when I get to memberships, those types of things will be clipped out and you'll get to hear them. But first I need those watch hours. 4K, actually 3K for that part. We'll get there. I'm not worried about it. But really what I was trying to say in whatever I just removed from the video is that I really want to see everything move away from this struggle, from this childish back and forth that isn't addressing any of the issues that we have. And I want to get back to gaming. I am not a drama person, and all this drama is so draining for me. It distracts from the real purpose of gaming. I mean, it's not about gaming. This isn't about gaming. This is about egos. And it's sad. But let me know if you agree with anything I just said. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you think this is as crazy as I do. Just put it down in the comments for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.